From the misty Pacific coast to the rugged Cascade Mountains and beyond to the high desert in the east, you are listening to the Oregon First Hunting and Fishing Podcast.
Today we are talking about Oregon turkey hunting. So if you love Pacific Northwest hunting and fishing, you're going to love this podcast, especially if you have ever wanted to get on that spring thunder. We are sitting here in our Salem studio recording remotely with our guest David Van Epps, who is a true Oregon hunter, guide, and owner of Oregon Custom Calls. I'm your host, Bryant, and I'm joined today by Gage. Hello. In this episode, we are going to talk about your favorite turkey loads have gone extinct, turkey hunting in the Pacific Northwest, and get some amazing turkey hunting tips from the guy who spends 365 days a year with those things. That's going to be in our conversation with our guest, David Van Epps. So David, you've been on the podcast before. Welcome back. We don't have too many repeat guests. We have a couple of them, but you know, you're now reached legendary status as far as the podcast goes. You got the call back. So I hope you feel so honored by that.
Definitely, man. Anytime. It was fun talking to you guys last time, so I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, David has been hunting every type of game animal in Oregon for many years. He's the type of guy who likes to study and learn everything he can about the animals he pursues. And in the turkey world, David, how long have you been guiding for?
I think this year will be either 16 or 17.
And you've been hunting turkeys for longer than that.
Yeah, like I'm getting in the mid 25, something like that.
Needless to say, you've seen a lot and you have a lot of good advice for us. So I always appreciate the conversation. But yeah, you get to hunt both private and public land and you have an incredible success rate. So this is going to be a good episode. If you're getting excited like we are to get after those turkeys, we're going to drop this episode before season starts. And it's perfect to listen to when you're driving out to your spots or scouting and just getting those turkey juices flowing, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's flowing right now. So if you would like to keep up to date on all the things that we're doing, all the awesome guests that we have, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, all the different platforms. We do want to hear from you. If we say something stupid or something you disagree with, drop a review, drop a comment.
But sometimes it's good to hear some good stuff too. So
yeah.
Maybe compliment sandwich for us there, but maybe not. We can take it. Yeah. We can take it.
Also, join our Salem First Hunting and Fishing Club. Our next club event will be a bass fishing trip, May 30th,
and we're shooting for private water.
Yes, we are.
So that's coming. That's coming quick. It'll be here before we know it.
Yep,
it'll be a good time. David, do you do any bass fishing?
I catch them when I'm fishing for other stuff, but that's I don't target them now.
Yeah, well, you're talking to a couple guys who that's our guilty pleasure, if it can be a guilty pleasure, man.
No,
yeah.
I mean I have nothing against bass fishermen at all. They're a good hard fighting fish. They can be very hard to catch. I mean, so
yeah.
Oh yeah.
After it, guys.
Super fun, and it's like the pre-spawn with the warm weather we've had. It is.
We're in spawn, dude, for a lot of water, even for the largemouth. It's happening. So exciting.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys catching fish on a couple of the lakes I fished. They've been hammering them pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good time to be out there. Let's do some icebreakers.
Icebreaker for you. First question, David. Now, would you rather, if you were out fishing, catch a trophy brown trout or a muskie?
I'm going with muskie right now because it's new, it's fresher. I've only been fishing for them for a couple years.
But it looks like you've had some success because when we talked last time, I don't know if you had caught one yet or if you were still in the middle of that, but you caught a few this year.
We went on, I think it was like a 10-day trip the summer before, and got our butts whooped. And this last year, got a little bit of information from a guy that just kind of pretty much told us, go to a different lake.
Okay.
That's what he told us to do.
Wow.
So,
I love that kind of advice, but I hate it too, but it's...
yeah. So we took his advice, went to a different lake. I don't know. I fished I think 23, 24 days up there on that lake. I hooked 27 muskies and
Wow.
landed 5 muskies.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay.
Man.
With the hookup ratio, are they known for spitting the hooks?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Their mouths are very hard, they're bony.
Okay.
The hooks just don't dig in.
Wow.
They're the way they're built, they head thrash very hard.
Yeah.
So they can get them out easier.
Mhm.
So number one thing, you're using big gear, you're using like 80-pound braided line and
wow.
steel leaders and big baits and big rods and everything.
Yeah.
You want to get them in the net as fast as possible.
Okay.
That's like the key to the whole thing. I mean, you'd hook them and try to get them in there as fast because they come unhooked. I had 2 different ones where I had them right at the net, and they did a little head shake and boom, gone.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Aren't they known as the fish of 1,000 casts? Isn't that like the original? Because people say that about other fish.
The original is 10,000 casts is what the original.
10,000. Okay, so yeah, man. Well, and that's a good ratio then.
It's a good time. I mean, we got into fish. I learned the lake really well. I mean, I'm learning the lake good. So I got 2 trips planned this summer to go up there, which is in Washington State is where we're going.
Okay.
And then I'm headed over to Michigan to see my brother for a week. And we're going to go to Lake St. Clair.
So you're going to hit them in their native range.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're fishing tiger muskies over here, which are a pike and a muskie cross.
Oh.
So they're a sterile fish.
Okay.
And they're planted every year in these lakes up there to help with the perch and the crappie and the whitefish populations. But then Michigan has the pure muskies, which are, I guess even harder to catch. So here we go.
Yeah. Man. Well, that's where they get the 10,000 cast, Yeah, that's crazy.
I definitely, my arm felt 10,000 casts, I guarantee.
Oh, well, the way that you feel about muskies is the way I feel about stripers. I just have this burning love for stripers, man. It's so fun to go out there and they're not supposed to take 1,000 casts, but I've definitely done over 1,000 casts per fish I've landed.
Oh yeah.
Some people are just better at fishing than I am, and that's okay. I know my place. I love doing it. It's just man, it's tough to figure something out, especially when it's new. Like for you figuring out the muskie. It's like every fish has its own little things that you got to know.
Oh, exactly. And so here's a really funny story. So the guy that told me that I needed to go to the different lakes, so he lives up there, fishes that lake like every single day.
Oh man.
He's involved with stocking the fish and doing the whole 9 yards.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
So I've been fishing all day long, haven't caught a fish, probably fishing for 10 hours, just nothing, right? He rolls up to the spot, like right on the other side of the weed bed.
Oh no.
I'm telling you, not even 5 minutes later, boom, netted like a 40-incher.
Oh man.
Sheesh.
That's a big fish, dude.
So it's just
that's a big fish.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just knows, he just is, I mean, he's been fishing for them his whole life. So
yeah. Wow.
Just the way it works, man. So
that's cool.
Next icebreaker question. Would you rather tree stand hunt with a bow or glass during rifle?
Definitely in a tree stand with a bow.
Yeah.
That's what you did this year, I saw.
Yeah, I sat there for who knows how many days, and I actually shot a cougar sitting there one day.
Oh my goodness, that's
probably
awesome.
I don't know if you saw the picture
I did
or whatever
see that.
I posted, but yeah, I had gotten that cougar on camera chasing a deer like a week before, just up the draw a little ways, and I was sitting there super cold, sitting down on my tree stand, and I just hear a stick pop, look back, there he is, stand up, draw back,
man,
make a little noise, he stops, and I whacked him.
Oh,
in the middle of the day or morning?
Yeah, it was like 1 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It was
that's
like
crazy.
115 pound tom.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were texting a little bit about that when it happened, and you and me were kind of kindred spirits because both of us kind of had like a buck that we were excited about and we were waiting for. And mine never came around. I don't know if yours ever did, but I sat there for nothing.
It was a terrible year. The snow.
Yep.
I'm hunting the high country, so the snow plays a huge part in it, and there was no snow, so the deer could be pretty much wherever they wanted. I didn't see half as many bucks as the year before when we had a lot of snow push them down out of the mountains, so.
Yep. But you got the mountain lion, so that's
huge.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. I'll take it, but
yeah,
I would trade it for 130-inch blacktail buck. I tell you.
Yeah, I know you were watching a good one up there. So, all right, let's keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Okay. For turkeys,
think of like a destination turkey trip.
Yep. Hawaii Rios or Osceolas in Florida.
Well, I've already been to Florida, so I'm gonna have to say Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Those Osceolas in Florida are really enticing, for me at least.
Yeah, you'll get down there, and I spent a week down there and only heard maybe 20 gobbles.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah,
it was very tough.
I've talked to other people too, and talked to you about this. How like in the eastern half of the U.S., where turkeys are really native, there's just not the same numbers that we have. And I don't know.
Yeah, the numbers are declining a little bit. Plus, hunting pressure, they're getting called to every day. They're definitely quieter. And once they get spooked a couple of times, then they're just tighten up. And I had some down there in Florida where I saw them out in the field. I was just driving around glassing some fields and saw them, two gobblers, no hens, nothing out there, like 11 o'clock.
Wow.
Belly crawled out there and got around where I knew they could hear me and let out a few soft calls. And I'm telling you, those turkeys ran faster the other way than I've ever seen.
Whoa.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah. So they had been called to constantly for a couple days.
Yeah, they probably saw their buddies get shot in the face earlier that season, and
they weren't having that at all. And I wasn't even loud calling. I was being very soft, subtle, and they didn't like it.
That's why I'm so excited for opening day, because I've got my eyes on a couple different nice flocks of turkeys that they'll get hunted really hard for season. But if you're the first one on them, they don't know any better yet.
Yep,
they have
definitely.
As soon as they see, like I was so getting pretty close to some of them, and just realizing, like, man, as soon as they hear that first shotgun shot and see their buddy flopping on the ground, it's going to be a different world. Like, you know,
it definitely gets tougher after that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we'll keep her moving. For the next question, for turkey season, would you rather be hunting farm fields or out in the mountains hunting the mountain woods?
Definitely the mountain woods.
Yeah.
I just like hunting them in the timber. It's so much more fun. You got just so much more variety of what's going on and what you can use and what just so much better.
Yeah.
Field turkeys are tough.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Last question is, what's your favorite turkey loads?
I shoot the Longbeard XR number 6s out of my gun. That's what it likes. Like, we're going to talk about TSS, by far the best lead load that's out there. And with the tungsten prices just exploding, $26 for 10 shells sounds pretty good.
Hey, yeah. No kidding, dude. Yeah, we'll definitely get to talk more about that. I wanted to encourage all of our listeners, before we continue on, to share the show with someone that you know who loves hunting and fishing, and also make sure to go check out the lifeoutdoors.org. As you know, we're partnered with them. They're an awesome outfit that is a nonprofit geared toward connecting with hunters and fishermen and showing them how we connect with God through the outdoors. And they do hunting trips. We have how to hunt articles on the website, as well as small group curriculum, and just lots of great opportunities if you've wanted to find opportunities maybe to bring to your church, bring to your pastor, of how to share the love of Jesus with people through our outdoor pursuits. We've got a bunch of that on the website, thelifeoutdoors.org, so go check it out. But now it's time to get into the news. This is a buzz right now. Everyone's talking about this, and it's hitting right at the perfect moment, because turkey season is upon us, and everyone is trying to get last minute shells. All of those people who don't pattern their shotguns, looking at Gage and myself. But hey, we did pattern them last year.
Yes, we did.
For ducks, actually. So, but anyway, all that aside, there is a tungsten shortage, which people are saying is likely going to eliminate the availability of TSS loads for years to come. And I went to online just to kind of do some more research, and I found a helpful article on the Realtree Camo website. They did a whole rundown on it, but here's a quote to let us know what we're talking about here. Tungsten Super Shot, TSS, so whenever you hear TSS, it's Tungsten Super Shot, is one of the biggest advancements in turkey hunting of the past decade. TSS pellets are manufactured by blending powdered tungsten with binding agents like nickel and iron to create an alloy with a density of nearly 18 grams per cubic centimeter. For comparison, lead is 11 grams per cubic centimeter, so it is denser than lead, which, lead's like the gold standard for a firearm projectile. So that's saying something. That means that a small TSS pellet can carry as much downrange energy as a much larger lead pellet. And the example that they gave in this article is that number 9 TSS pellet hits with the same power as number 5 lead pellet, which is really saying something, because number 9 is small. Like, you go target shooting or
Trap
shooting clays, you're normally shooting like 7s. And so number 9 TSS to hit with the same as number 5 lead is really saying something. Just some more information here. TSS loads used to be about $10 a round. Right now, you can probably find them for about $20 a round, and it's only increasing. The reason we have this problem is that 80% of the world's tungsten comes from China, and China has nearly stopped sending tungsten to the U.S. due to bad trade relations. And also, China is limiting their tungsten production. They've shut down a couple of mines. So there's some ammo companies who don't have any domestic leads have declared that TSS is dead, and this could be the last year for a long time that any of us get to hunt with TSS. There is some brands like Heavy Shot, Federal, and Remington. They're all part of the same parent company. They stocked up before the shortage, and they have enough to get through the season, but there's just not the domestic supply of tungsten. It was mostly shut down in North America, like the last mine in Canada was shut down in 2015, so quite a while ago. My question that I'd like to discuss about this, 20 gauge hunting has become super popular, and a lot of people say that was because of the TSS load, that it was just super efficient. You could hunt with a 20 gauge and have some amazing knockdown power. David, I wanted to ask you, as the guide who hunts with a lot of different people, do you think that the lead rounds and the other rounds for a 20 gauge are still as effective?
I mean, the tungsten, is obviously, superior in every single way. I don't really shoot it just because it's that expensive, and in where I'm hunting, like in the timber, I'm not hunting really field turkeys. Rarely I'm hunting a field turkey. We're looking at 40 or less yards shooting at the bird.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of guys that, they're like, oh, I can shoot one at 70 or 75 yards. It's like, well, your pattern is like a baseball at 20.
Yeah.
And I've watched guys whiff so bad at 20 yards. It's and it's happened a lot of times. It's not just a little bit. So for me personally, I just run a full choke in my gun, and I just want a little extra
spread,
like just a little extra spread to give me that little bit extra of leeway for if I jerk the trigger or I'm he moves a little bit or just whatever happens.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's so many different variables of, I mean, he just moves his head that quick, and the tungsten goes right by him, and with a tight choke and a lead load, would he at least would have got like 6 BBs in his head and killed him? You know,
Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
That's me personally.
Yeah, because
for 12 gauge.
Sure.
At the 20 for like a 20 gauge, for sure the tungsten's helped, but you can still kill birds with the 20.
With lead.
I mean, the tight choke with the lead is going to probably be a little bit better. Just because it's a 20, you want it to stay a little tighter because it is a 20 gauge.
Yeah. And your range might be
limited.
limited.
Have as many BBs and everything like that. So,
because I've talked with a lot of guys who are shooting 20 with tungsten, and you know they're killing birds at 60 yards with a 20 gauge.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I mean, the stuff's pretty crazy. I mean, I have a 410 that I shoot, and that's the only way that. I mean, you cannot shoot lead out of that thing. You could just, I mean, the BB is probably just going to bounce off the turkey. I mean, but I've killed, I don't know, 8 or 10 with it, and I probably had half a dozen kids kill one with it. Maybe 8 or 10 kids kill one with it. I mean,
man,
at 30, 35 yards, it just rolls them. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable, that tungsten for sure, but with the price is the way that it is, I mean, it's getting out of control is what's happening.
And one of the things to consider, because in Oregon, and actually I think this is a federal rule, like for waterfowl, you have to use steel or just any kind of non-lead, non-toxic.
You can shoot tungsten at ducks.
Yeah, but, if you want to pay for it. And people do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people do pay for it, but not me.
Yeah. So, but like with turkeys, there's no like regulation on the type of shot you could shoot steel if they had it, you know, or anything you wanted.
So in California, you can't use lead. So you have to shoot something else. So you could shoot steel or you could shoot tungsten, which when I went to California, I just went and grabbed some federal number 9s or something. My gun shot them really well, and I only used it when I'm there. And I think I still have the other 3 of them still in my box from 5 years ago. So
you're sitting on $60 right there, man. You cash in.
At least $60.
Yeah, no, I think that because for a long time I didn't even look, and I've been going through the same little box of turkey loads that I bought for years, because you know, just you only pull. Well, if you're a guy like me, I don't pull the trigger very much. And so, it's actually, I love talking with you because you just drop, that 410, I've probably killed 6 or 7 birds with it. It's like, and that's the one that you don't use as often. What the heck? I don't know if I've killed 6 or 7 turkeys. But anyway, Yep. But anyway, so yeah, the lead shot is perfectly fine to use, and
I mean, it's just all it is pattern your gun and know your distances. I mean, know how far your gun's going to kill one. And I mean, you just go put up a big piece of paper, and I would recommend, like, you know, really getting that shotgun solid so you're knowing your exact point of impact. You know, so you're seeing because some loads in, like I shot some of like the meat eater ones in my 12 gauge, and they shot high and to the right. Every time. Every shot.
Interesting.
And then I put a Longbird XR in there, and bing, right in the middle.
You didn't change your choke, and it still did that.
Nothing.
Wow.
Just a different load of however they make it or whatever. You know, and just pattern your gun, find out your effective range, and don't be shooting birds farther than that.
Yep.
I mean, or you're going to cripple one and he's going to fly off and die and later or whatever, you know. So
luckily for me, I mean, my gun really likes the shells I have, and they're cheaper ones, and you know, I'm able to peg a turkey's head at 50 yards, no problem with my lead shot.
And I mean,
and you know, it's great. But I'm using a 12 gauge. not a 20 gauge. So that's also, it's also my duck gun, which I know different loads, different choke, everything's kind of different, but I still have kind of that instinct of pulling my gun up a lot because I use it for duck season and turkey season. And that just has to help in some way. I'm really, really used to my gun.
For sure. Yeah. Being shooting that gun a lot, and just patterning it, knowing what the gun can do, and you're dialed in, man.
So. I got a question. This is something I have to pick up here in the next few days. I do need a turkey choke specifically for my shotgun. So you mentioned, David, the full choke. Is there a difference between full chokes and turkey chokes?
Yeah, the turkeys are tighter.
Even tighter than a full?
Yeah, okay. The full, but I mean, normally when you buy a shotgun, it comes with an improved and modified and a full choke, like with the gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally.
Yeah.
If you buy it at the store, they usually do. Not all of them, but most of the time.
Okay.
And I do have an aftermarket Carlton, like full choke, but it's not super neck down. I don't remember the measurements on it or whatever, but it's definitely not as tight as, any turkey choke that you're going to buy at the store.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cause my shotgun's a waterfowl specific. So it's got that open one. I was just curious to see if there was a difference or if they were just synonymous. So
So do you have a full choke for that gun?
I do not. It only came with the one. It's called an over decoy rem choke modified.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a modified. Yeah, so you're definitely going to want to get something tighter than that. I mean, the turkey chokes are good. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be shooting TSS or are you shooting lead?
Lead for sure. Yeah.
So you'll probably be all right. Just put it on paper and just know what it's doing, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's the other side of it, man. Imagine spending over $20 a round for TSS, and then you got to go make sure that they're shooting straight. Oh, it just hurts my heart.
You're shooting like $100 worth of stuff just to see what it does.
That's an expensive turkey.
Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, it's a great, like you said, it's innovative and it's stepped up the game of turkey hunters. I mean, I don't like shooting at them super far away, but lots of guys do. So works out for them.
Yeah. And just to say it again, I think that like most of the people I've talked to who love TSS, they went to a 20 gauge. And
they're lighter, they're easier to carry, they way less recoil. I mean, and
they can be shorter.
I have guys that come out every year that just, lay them down with them. So
yeah. Well, that was our news story. TSS, tungsten loads. We don't know what the future holds, and so either switch to lead and be like us, poor people, or maybe you got to up your ammo budget. But either way, TSS might be going away, so we'll be watching that. It's kind of interesting to see. Well, let's get into our conversation with David Van Epps. All right, David, I wanted to talk since our last conversation. I wanted to know what's new for David Van Epps Guide Service and for Oregon Custom Calls.
The calls are just they're going. I'm making some, and
sweet.
Some guys are buying them, and then the guide service. I'm pretty much just working on getting more private land, knocking on doors, talking to landowners. We're I do antelope hunts in the Warner unit. If you draw, it's like a 22, 23 year draw for that tag. And then I'm expanding over to like Beatty's Butte as well.
Okay.
Cool. That's awesome.
So that, those are like an August tag, aren't they?
Yeah, most of them are like second, third week in August, something like that. They had the first antelope I ever killed was in the west. They had the west and the east Beatty's Butte then. Now they only have it's combined.
Oh, okay.
But I killed a antelope, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago out there in the west Beatty's Butte.
Okay. Yeah.
But the tags are just super hard to get. So it's super limited on, hunters that I can acquire.
Yeah.
But, I know the unit's pretty good and we've killed some pretty good bucks out there. So,
yeah, that's cool, man.
Yep.
So if anyone's listening and you're drawing that tag, then keep David in mind. Good guide, get you out there so you don't waste your 22-year tag.
Yeah.
And are you doing other big game guiding?
Yes, I work for another outfitter at the moment for deer and elk right now, but
Okay, I thought I saw something like
that. I am working on a big game property. It's just a little bit harder to find.
Yeah.
A good quality property that I feel is good enough to take people on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure the competition's there too.
And get, so, it's been a few years grinding, but I think I might have found one, and we're just kind of working out details and things like that right now. So we'll see what happens.
That's the whole business side of being a guide that no one knows except for the people who do it.
Yeah, the $5,000 in gas I do just driving around trying to find properties and knocking on doors and paying people, and
and being friendly and being respectful, and
we close everybody's gates. Just say if you close their gates, they'll let you back.
Okay, is it common in a guide deal to do like a percentage of what you make from your clients, or is it normally just a flat fee?
It's just a fee per animal.
Per animal, okay.
Per animal.
Oh, interesting. So it's not even just a general trespass fee. It's like a per animal. Interesting. Okay.
Yep. Some landowners are different where you could just pay them, whatever, a couple $1,000s for the season or for the year or whatever. But most of the time it's just per animal.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, hopefully that all works out good and you can offer some more opportunities too. But it looks like things are kind of filling up on your turkey schedule.
Yeah. I only had like a 6-day period that I had kind of X'd out for myself to go hunt. I was going to go hunt a different state.
Oh, yeah.
I logged in to buy the permit for the private timberland place to buy it, and they no longer sell them after March 31st, I found out.
Oh, man, you just missed it.
Yeah, so I logged in on the 1st of April to buy it.
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't, you made sure it wasn't an April Fool's joke?
No, by everything.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
Bummer. Yeah, so you've got those days to fill now is what you're saying?
Yeah, but pretty much the rest of the season's pretty booked. I got, a day here and there or whatever.
Yeah.
Guys tag out early, I'll have a day to go hunt or whatever, but
okay.
We're pretty full.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's what you want, right? You don't want to be sitting on your hands during season.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So are you finding that you're getting a lot of repeat customers now, or is it still just new people trying to get their turkey slam?
Most of the guys are the slam.
Yeah.
But quite a few of them are referred.
Okay.
From guys that have came before. So
good.
But I don't take a lot of residents either. Just a few residents every year.
Just they don't come hunt your spot.
The traveling guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. With those guys and the outlook for this general season, with the winter that we've had and the warmer winter, the drier winter and spring, what are you kind of expecting the turkey woods to look like? Are you expecting numbers to be higher, lower?
I mean, there's a lot of turkeys out there.
Yeah.
This year for sure, I did quite a few fall hunts, like in January.
Mm-hmm.
Because the month, I guess, like I'm pretty much big game hunting up until like December 31st or so. So then after that, I'll book some turkey hunts in January over there because they all pile up down in the private lands, and some of those guys don't like them, so we go kind of shoot at them and run them out of there a little bit.
Yeah.
out of their haystacks and stuff like that.
Well, it's better than having ODF and W do it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they kill a lot more than we do.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I did quite a few of those this year, and I did notice that there was not as many gobblers down in the private lands.
Interesting. Okay.
So they're just up in bachelor groups doing kind of like what a bull elk would do, just get in a group of bulls and just hang out. I mean, they didn't have to go anywhere this year. There was not any snow. I mean, we might have got 3 inches of snow up there that lasted a week.
Wow, man.
They could have been anywhere they wanted all winter. So I definitely saw a decline in the gobblers on the private, but that definitely doesn't mean that there's not 100 of them out on the public that were out there all winter long.
Got it. Do
you know, up in the mountains, you know.
Do you find that they prefer to be spread out like that? Because most of the time I see flocks in the winter, you've got, like 100 turkeys together. But do they prefer to be more dispersed if the weather allows it? Like if there's not snow or something?
The gobblers for sure. I mean, they'll just be, they kind of do it like an elk does, where the bulls will just pull away from the cows and kind of just be off by themselves. But most winters we have enough winter that they have to come out of there.
Okay.
Yep.
They can't stay up there or they're going to die. There's no food. There's 2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
They can't get around. So they got to come to the lowlands. They come down into the farmers' haystacks and grain and whatever they're feeding their cattle. They come down in there in winter. And then about right now, they start just dispersing again. And they'll go, to their little areas. There'll be a couple gobblers here and a couple over here with some hens, and they just start moving up the mountains and spreading out.
So with the strange winter that we had, you don't think that happened earlier this year, or do you think it did happen earlier this year?
Well, we're going to find out this weekend. I know that, because some years I'll go, I'll try to get up as far as I can because they like the snow lines. They're kind of just pushing with the snow lines.
Kind of like bears.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the fresh green grass popping up, little flowers, bugs, whatever. They're just pushing up, and you just kind of follow that. But some years you'll get up there and they can't even get to that spot yet.
Wow.
And usually there's, 3 or 4 gobblers and some hens in that area. So it just depends on the year out here. It's very weather dependent. But if I think that they're going to be as high as, they're going to be up at the highest elevations possible this spring, I think.
Right off the bat, top of the mountain.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So is there a elevation limit that you've noticed, or all the way to the tops they're there?
I like anything over like 52, 53, I don't see them as much.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
But
because that's pretty high.
Yeah. But I'm guessing, they'll be up in the 4,000s for sure this year, like right off the bat. I bet.
That's so crazy. Man. And being a coastie out here, that's higher than our mountains are,
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So I don't want to speak doom over the coming months, but so let's pretend this is a hypothetical question. Do turkeys use habitat differently in drought?
A turkey has to drink water every day.
Okay.
So, they're going to be somewhere where there's some sort of water.
Yeah.
If one creek's dried up, they might not use that creek bottom this year.
Wow.
But then you kind of think about it, like every morning there's dew on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Those birds fly down. How much water do they need?
I don't know. Yeah.
Right. So can they get enough water off that dew of that grass to sustain them all day, or do they have to drink more than that?
I know deer get a lot of their water that way, and even
right. And I'm guessing turkeys do the same. So
yeah.
That's something I do not know. So
when I was a kid and I had goats, and we'd have really dewy mornings, they wouldn't even drink out of their water the whole day. They would just get their moisture from the wet grass is all that they needed.
I mean, but definitely, I mean, so you never know. If I've heard a turkey there before, I'm trying it.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And so asking these questions about our strange year we're considering this our 2026 turkey report.
Yep.
But asking some of these questions, do you think if the turkeys have already kicked off spreading and, do you think the turkey rut is happening a little earlier? Like, we normally still are seeing gobblers this week. Like, that's completely normal. But do you think that the turkey rut is going to go by faster this year just because the weather has been the way it is?
I mean, it could. But every year a lot of the gobbling and fighting and quite a bit of breeding goes on in like the last 2 weeks of March.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't just like automatically turn on and start chasing hens around on April 15th.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly.
Right? So,
yeah.
I mean, they have done a lot of stuff prior to the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely going to be hens that are bred by now, and there's going to be hens that are going to be laying, here shortly or already are. I mean, so you just never know. We're just going to have to see how she goes.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a different year, though. I think.
Okay. In what ways?
This for sure has been the easiest winter that I've ever seen them have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
that
is there going to be tons more birds because of that? Are they going to have better nesting because of that? And it's going to be even better next year, or is it going to be opposite? We just have to see by the end of the season, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cause that's the questions I've been pondering is like, it was a lighter winter. So theoretically less winter kill. And this is across the board for all species.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that we'll see the bump this year. It's kind of a cumulative thing, so maybe
in a couple years.
Yeah, maybe a couple easy winners in a row would cause that, but still there is going to be some turkeys who would have starved to death or froze to death or something that aren't anymore, that made it through.
Exactly. So we're just going to get out there and start covering ground and see what we can find. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So you don't like predicting the future and making promises, do you?
No. I just get out there and hunt them because I know exactly how it can go.
Yeah.
It can go real fun. It can be real nice and easy for me one morning, or I could be out there till 10 o'clock at night. So
Yeah. So to play more into the doom and doom of this year, not so much, but I think this is a good question for maybe guys who can't get out there in the first part of the season, or they may not have that success. How do you hunt these post-rut turkeys? What's your strategies? How do you find them? And maybe take this weirdness of this year out of the equation. Maybe this is more of a general question.
Yeah. So, I mean, once you get about that May 15th day, they definitely start getting quieter.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna just walk and strike a bird like you are the first week of May.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's winding down. It's not over, but it's winding down for sure.
Yeah, I felt that hard this year. That was actually kind of a learning lesson for me because, I just always had good. Maybe I killed my birds early. I never noticed it, but I just kind of always thought, oh, turkey season, all of turkey season's good. But then by the end of May this last year, I was like, man, I'm not getting a third of the gobbles that I was getting at the beginning of season. And that's when I kind of learned about that change that I hadn't known about before.
They definitely just kind of, I mean, they're still willing to play, but you got to be there when they're willing to play.
And there's an aspect of the pressure if they've been hunted and they're kind of learning. So what do you do? How do you approach that end of season time frame?
So pretty much really, really long days. I'm out there till it's dark at like,
really?
And
okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, once I pretty much know that one's not going to gobble anymore, like when the sun's going down, it goes, sunset, and then it's starting to get pretty dark. You can still get a gobble out of one when it's getting pretty dark, but it just kind of comes to a point where you're like, well, if he was going to gobble, he would have gobbled already.
Yeah.
But
you're feeling
definitely out there every night.
Wow.
Doing it. Finding a high point, and by that time of the season, I've hunted all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've hunted everything. I know where the birds are. I know, like, there's 4 gobblers in this canyon. There's 3 over here. There's 2 right here. There's 1 over here. Like, I'm there every single day. So I've figured it all out, kind of know where they're at. So I go, I have high points that I go to that I know that I can hear a ton of country. So I just go there, park my side by side, get out and just sit there for a while and just listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a screamer call that's just a really high pitched scream kind of sound, and it gets them to gobble pretty good.
Okay.
Not every time, but it works pretty good. And pinpointing the roost is the key to me in the later part of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next morning, I'm going to get like as close as I can possibly get to him without bumping him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, in the complete. So I'm at this point in the season, it's getting dark at 9:15, 9:30.
Yeah.
Right. And so now I got to drive 40 minutes to take the hunters back to the hotel. And we do that. I go take like a 4-hour nap, wake up at like 2:30, pick those guys up, and we're back in there, and we're in there because they're flying down by 5 a.m.
That's brutal.
Woo!
Man.
So, I mean, and I'm getting in there as close as I possibly can and just sitting there waiting, and I'm just going to let him gobble. I'm not even going to call.
Yeah.
Just going to let him start it off and let him gobble. I mean, if he's going to keep gobbling, I'll just let him gobble a dozen times or whatever. And then I'll just give him a couple soft calls. And I want him to know that he heard me. I want him to gobble to me and know that he heard me. And then I'm done.
Wow.
Just wait.
Is that
he knows I'm there. He doesn't forget about it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So is that because he's kind of got himself all ramped up? And
yeah, so at this point in time, he's probably not roosting with any hens, or he's only roosting with the one hen.
Mm-hmm.
Or
okay.
Instead of 10, right? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So he's projecting his gobble out there off the roost, trying to get hens to come to him that are around, right? Because there could be some that are around that come hang out with them for a couple hours in the morning and then leave him or whatever. But a lot of times that time of the year, they don't have them, or they only have 1 or 2, and it's easier to get them away from them.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'll just let him. I mean, hopefully I'm close enough that I can hear him fly down, because as soon as he flies down, I call to him.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as he hits the ground, I'm calling. I knew you hit the ground. I want you over here right now. Before the other turkeys fly down, and before he gets with them, I want him to come to me first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just getting super tight to him, and hoping for the best, because he's going to fly down. He might gobble for 20 minutes if he doesn't come to you, and the rest of the day not say a peep.
So that late in the season strategy, then you're planning on killing him right after fly down. Like you want him to come right to you
within 20 minutes of fly down, and if not, then the day is going to be a real fun day.
And do you ever get birds in the afternoon or evening, or is that just your scouting for the next day?
We hunt them all day. I'll hunt them till probably 7:30 p.m. and then I just switch to roost mode.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, man, I've never usually at the end of season when I'm getting less gobbles, or they're just ignoring your calls. I normally am giving up at like 2, 3, maybe 4 in the afternoon, and so I never even thought about hunting a turkey till 7:30 p.m. In my mind, I just thought they were done.
Yeah, I mean, you can get them. My success rate in the afternoon is definitely not as good as it is in the morning, midday. But sometimes those birds they'll find a little flat an hour and a half before roost time and just sit there and gobble and strut for an hour and a half.
Wow.
Trying to get hens to come to them to roost with them.
Uh-huh.
And, put a sneak on him. I mean, if I got hunters, we're doing whatever we got to do to get in there and get them killed. So,
putting the sneak on a turkey that's looking for hens has got to be tough.
Oh man.
Yeah. Luckily, once you get in tune with a lot of the turkey sounds, that helps. The drumming, I think I talked on last episode. I mean, that has killed me so many turkeys just hearing them. I mean, I didn't even know that he was coming. Had no clue that he was even there, and then I just hear that drumming sound, and oh, he's right here. It's like, get ready, you better be ready.
Yeah.
And then he pops out, and he's right there in front of you.
Wow.
And he was coming to your calls in those situations.
But he's just coming in quiet.
Yeah. Just strutting. He's strutting. If he's drumming, he's strutting.
I mean, he's got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
So.
He doesn't know when it's 4 p.m., does he?
This might be another silly question, but is drumming a call that we can make? Is that something that we can recreate?
Not really. Yeah. I mean,
is that pretty good?
I don't think we could I don't know. I mean, there's probably somebody that's come up with something.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet, though.
It hasn't hit the market.
Hey, that's a new, fresh market there for you, David.
Yeah.
Oregon custom drum calls.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be some things that the world doesn't get to ever know, though. And some old guy's got this secret weapon drumming tactic, and,
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, think of what bugling did to elk hunting, right?
Oh, yeah.
And now,
so, for sure.
And turkey calling, but turkey calling has been a part of the game for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there's quite a bit of the gobble tubes coming out now.
Mm-hmm. Which I wanted to get one last year. I never did.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever do any gobbles? I think last year we asked you. You said you don't.
No. I just hen call. I rarely even use a locator call. I mean, a turkey's looking for a hen, so that's what he's going to answer. I feel more than anything.
That's how I feel about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of, the way that I hunt, I have to be ready.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you're locator calling, he's not going to. I guess when you're calling as a hen, and he answers you one time, he could be on his way after answering you one time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Right. So you have to be ready. To set up at any second, any moment. You got, like I talked about last episode, you gotta, I pick my spot. Just that way I have somewhere that I can get, that I got some good shooting lanes, and I don't have to kind of, sit there and think about it for 30 seconds, because that could be the 30 seconds and he already popped his head up and you never even saw him. And he popped his head up and saw you, and he's gone, and no more gobbles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I've never really gotten into the locator call. The one thing I've noticed is that every time geese fly over, they gobble at them. So I kind of have, and there's a lot of geese flying around during turkey season for some reason. There's always flocks of geese flying over, but I always, whenever I'm hunting with someone and I see the geese, I'm like, okay, just listen, just shut up and listen. And then sure enough, there's turkeys over there in that side of the hill, because they always gobble at them.
Yeah. So, and I definitely will try to use the natural
locator.
Natural locator. Like if a raven's going crazy over somewhere, I'm just going to stop.
Yeah.
Be completely silent, just listen and see if one gobbles to it. Right.
Yeah.
Or if I'm walking and I hear one crack, like a a raven crack off or a goose or a duck or whatever, I stop.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know,
You don't
maybe
slam.
if you're pursuing a bird or something and that crow will get him to gobble a couple times, let you get in a little bit closer to him.
Yeah, that's true.
And, you know, I just try to use all the stuff in the woods to my advantage.
You know,
Yeah.
the one thing that I've always expected to get a shock gobble off of, but I never have, is a rooster crowing. Which you'd think,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sure other people have. I'm sure a million people have. But for some reason, it's like the one thing that I'm always waiting for the turkey to gobble to a rooster crowing, and I haven't heard it yet. I don't know why. It's kind of a funny thing. They hate geese,
maybe
but they
this
don't care
year.
about chickens.
I almost feel when I hear the rooster crow and I hear the gobbles after, it's almost like they're talking to each other. It's not like
Oh,
a
you
shot.
hear that quite a bit?
Yeah, but it's like they're
Yeah.
communicating in some way.
Or maybe they're both locked up in someone's chicken coop and we're wasting our time. It's their
That
pet.
could be too.
Yeah, I've had that before where I've set up kind of close to private land without realizing that they have pet turkeys. And I'm like, I keep hearing gobbles and they're in the exact same spot. And then 2 hours later, I'll just kind of peek over. Oh yeah, there's some big old white turkeys in someone's fence.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For sure. Yeah, that's great.
So I kind of want to take I do have one more question with calls and strategy. Do you, when you're scouting birds, do you call? Because I've been not doing that because I just feel like I'm gonna give more opportunities to educate the birds before season even opens. Do you call when you're scouting, or do you just go looking for them?
I mean, first I just listen for a few, but if I'm on new ground, like I will call.
Okay.
But I will only call until I hear one and then I drive off. Or
Oh, got it.
As soon as I hear one, I mark it on my Onyx maps, keep driving.
And
go
you
to the
say
next
mission
spot.
success. That's what I came here for, and I'm gone.
Because he's going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to be in that general vicinity. I mean, the birds out here, which, I'm talking all about Eastern Oregon.
Yep.
Is where I'm hunting.
Yeah.
I'm not hunting the Western Oregon I-5 corridor or anything like that. We're hunting like 5 hours east of there.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much just trying to find a bird. Just there he is, mark it, keep going.
Yeah.
Go to the next spot, don't hear anything, next spot, boom, there's one, mark it, keep going. I mean, just
Okay.
last year I probably found a dozen turkeys doing that, 15.
Well, that really
Wow.
clears things up for me because I've always been afraid to even scout too early. I've always waited until a few weeks before season because I'm thinking oh, I don't want to find a bird 3 or 4 weeks before and then he's not there come opening day. But you've found that they're pretty much homebodies.
So once they move from the private up into the mountains,
Yeah.
then yes,
Okay.
they will be in the same general area.
Okay.
They're not going to move 5 miles away unless they really get chased or something really crazy happens where, I don't know, they get ran off by a hunter or bobcat, coyotes, whatever they might. But usually, even with that, they'll kind of stay in just a general vicinity.
Okay.
Your guys'
Interesting.
Western Oregon turkeys, I don't know for sure your guys is the ones you're hunting,
Yeah.
but most of them have roosting areas where they will use it almost all year long,
Yes,
Oh,
that's
okay.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So these turkeys here, I mean, yes, in the wintertime, they're pretty much going to a few different roost sites in the wintertime. And there's
Okay.
going to be whatever between 150 and 400 turkeys. They're all down there. They disperse, but then they kind of get to their little areas, their
Okay.
little clique of turkeys where, there's 5 or 6 hens and some gobblers in this little area, and there's 2 over here with 5 hens over here or whatever.
Yeah.
And they kind of will stay in that area, but they don't roost in the same trees.
Okay.
They will bounce around in that general vicinity every day.
Okay.
So even if you do bump them when you do scouting, when you're out there scouting, you can pretty much safely come to the conclusion that they'll be back in that general area. It's kind of the information I'm gleaning.
I mean, you should hear them in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the next day.
Okay.
But don't bump them.
Yeah, try not to bump them. Yeah.
Try not to bump them, but it happens.
Yeah.
I run off turkeys all the time, so don't feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's extremely helpful advice. Kind of changes my scouting strategy, honestly. Like, that's really helpful.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to transition here to ask you about turkey bow hunting. Goal for last year was to kill one with a bow. As I hunted the whole season with my bow. I never brought my gun out. This year, though, I just want to kill a turkey, so I'll just bring whatever weapon I feel like bringing out that morning, gun or bow. But as I was sitting there thinking about it, all that I did was grab my bow and my same arrows from deer season and elk season and just kind of went out expecting to shoot one in what they say is the vitals, sort of just center body mass, just poke one. I wanted to ask you, because you've killed some with a bow.
A few,
yeah. Do you set up your arrows specifically for turkeys, or do you just take your arrows the way you have them with your broadheads and go out there?
I just shoot my elk arrows at them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't change anything. I mean, they're a pretty robust bird. I mean, I've seen, them. I mean, not even getting a complete pass through with a 70-pound bow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was expecting
you just hit you hit those wing bones.
Yeah.
In there and just hit some harder stuff and sometimes you might get the fletchings, to go like maybe inside a little bit or whatever, but it didn't just blow right through it like you would think it would.
Probably another factor to that is they probably get knocked off their feet on the impact. Because
a lot of times they do, yeah.
If you pass through a deer or an elk with your arrow, like it was firmly planted, and so it was a stiffer target. But if the turkey, gets pushed to the side because it doesn't weigh as much, that would also mess up your
that
impact.
Makes sense for sure, yeah.
But then it could also mess up your aim point, depending on how hard that turkey rolls when it gets hit.
And they're obviously a smaller target and everything like that. But if I'm shooting at them with a bow, I'm shooting a big expandable broadhead.
Expandables. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I want to put a big hole in them because I've tracked quite a few of them that have been bow shot and they don't bleed.
Oh, really?
And they fly good. So if you shoot them on the top of the hill and they get shot with a bow and he just sets his wings, he's 1,000 yards down in the canyon in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right. And they don't bleed. Like, so it can get rough, right?
Needle in a haystack. Good luck finding that.
But for me, I try and tell guys to try and break their back
with the bow.
Bow, yeah.
So shoot them from behind when they're facing away from you.
That would be exactly. Like,
okay.
I mean, not when he if he's in strutting. I mean, obviously you can't really. It's hard to line up where that is, but if he's standing, I mean, even if he's broadside, and you just get in there and break their back, I mean, then they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good tip.
Yeah.
Because I did the Google search before I started bow turkey hunting of like, where's the best place to shoot a turkey? And no one gave that advice, but that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Their vitals are the size of a silver dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so the spine, I mean, you have a little bit more leeway.
Yeah.
And then shooting a bigger broadhead that, a good quality broadhead that's not going to break a tip or a blade or whatever when it opens up. And I mean, all you got to do is clip that thing and they're immobilized.
Yeah. A couple of friends of ours in Southern Oregon, Jacob and Malachi Donovan, they last year or the year before, killed one with one of those big giant head lopper broadheads and just decapitated the thing. Have you ever tried that?
I'm not that good of a shot.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Jericho was saying, practice by shooting water bottles with your bow. That's not bad advice, but
I'd go out there and lose like $150 worth of arrows real fast.
And not have a bird to show for it.
I lost an arrow last year shooting at a wood duck because I was sitting in my tree stand. It was, it was the archery season and the duck season overlap. And I heard a bunch of, it was getting toward the time of day when I was ready to get down and go to work. And I heard a bunch of wood ducks making a ruckus. So I kind of snuck down and sat by the water's edge for a little bit, and they came in. And I managed to wait till they were all facing away. So I got to full draw without busting them. But then I released my arrow and just whiffed one, and it just lost to the abyss. And then the wood ducks just fly away, But, so can the turkeys duck your arrow? Like, have you had that before?
I have not seen one personally do that, but I would not put it past him for sure.
Sure.
I mean, if all he has to do, if you're shooting like at his neck or something, if his head just goes forward
an inch,
2-3 inches, and you missed him clean.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he just got a feather or something,
and then he's gone.
And they're always moving.
Yeah, they are. Man, they never stop unless they're scared and they're about to run off.
Yeah, you got about like 1.5 seconds, and then
which is kind of funny, right? Because when you're hunting other stuff, you're always like waiting for it to stop. But with the turkey, you don't want it to stop because that means it's about to go away. That's really funny.
So last year when I was also hunting with my bow for turkey last year, and I had one where I almost was about to draw back, and it was coming off this nice little meadow, and it's this nice, perfect open field right onto the public land that I was sitting on. And there's one tiny little spruce tree in the middle of the field. And it comes up, it struts for like 0.2 seconds, and then it comes up into right in my direct view, right behind the spruce tree. Spends about 5 minutes strutting in like a little circle and just calling its head off. And I never got a shot off. And then I must have made some weird sound that scared him, and he just ran off like a little velociraptor.
Wow.
Yeah. So you just have to take a handsaw in there and cut that thing down this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, good idea, man. You got to make the environment work for you.
Yep. Exactly, right? Yep.
Yeah, another funny thing, we were talking about how good they are at flying. This year I was with Gage and our other friend Daniel. It was the same day I let the Jake walk past the blind. And this Jake, all the way across an opening, flies up to the tippy top of a 30-foot fir tree from the ground. Just flies up, and at first we were like, is that like a raven or something? And then we realized, it's a turkey. Yeah. And I don't know what scared it. I don't know what got into its head. I don't know what caused it.
Wasn't it one of us got out of the blind to go pee or something.
Wait, was it? Are you sure?
I'm almost 100% sure.
There. Oh.
Yeah, because someone got up and around, and then all of a sudden we just...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Out of the little... There's like a little tall grass.
Someone couldn't hold it. It was probably Gage. Just had to get out and take a leak and bust off our only Jake of the whole day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was crazy because it flew. It didn't even fly directly from the base of the tree. Like that thing from the ground just flew to the top of a fir tree. It was insane.
Way up there.
They can fly very good. They're underestimated and underrated for their flying for sure.
Mm-hmm. I've even had people tell me like, they can fly to kind of get up in a tree, but they don't, but after seeing that, it's like, no, they can fly. They can fly.
Yeah.
They don't glide around like a goose, but they can get out of there and be gone.
I've had them. I'm like just speechless on a couple of them on how fast they got out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a 25-pound bird, is 25 yards from you, and you cannot shoot him with a shotgun fast enough because he's gone.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But they have to, because everything with teeth wants to eat them.
Yep.
From, something as small as a possum or a raccoon, and then all the way up to a mountain lion and people.
Bear.
And people.
Everything.
Anything will take one if they can get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, they're just constantly being hunted. You know what I want to hear? Call out to any of the listeners who's ever been run into by a fleeing turkey. I want to know if that did any damage to you, because like you said, a 25-pound bowling ball covered in feathers flying through the woods. You don't want to get run over by that.
That would hurt if he was flying full speed for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So last question before we get into some of our tips, which honestly, this whole conversation has been tips for us, new wet behind the ear turkey hunters. But how we keep mentioning how you're in Central Oregon, we're on the coast, we're on the mid to north coast. There's something even different going on in the south coast, and then Northeast Oregon has to be, I don't know if it's different than Central Oregon, but how would you identify the different zones, the different regions of turkey behavior?
I mean, the turkeys where I live, which there's just not a lot of turkeys here, and there's quite a few hunters. So it makes it pretty tough. There's, limited amount of turkeys for a lot of people. They pretty much hunt the same as the birds that I hunt, which where I live it's about 2.5 hours east of Redmond is where I guide.
Okay, so it is further east than I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And then, so the Redmond area, the Central Oregon area, all the way east, they pretty much hunt the same. There's just less of them here than there is farther east. The west side birds are just more homebody birds. I haven't hunted them in a long time. That's where I, started out was over there. My aunt and uncle owned some property south of Roseburg, and
that's the Golden Triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of turkeys, but it's just really small farms, and not everybody lets you hunt.
Nope.
And the place where they don't let you hunt's where the turkeys are.
Yep.
So it's just tougher. They're way more patternable. They roost in a smaller general area. A lot of field turkeys in the west side.
Yep.
But they definitely hunt a little different on the west side. I mean, being a field turkey, you got to be a little bit more patient with them when they're out in the field, just sitting there waiting, and just hopefully you're going to get them to break at some point in time.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head.
Right. And it's like where I'm at, if he doesn't come in an hour, I'm going somewhere else.
Wow.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to the next one. Depending on the way he's gobbling to me or whatever, I could only be there for 10 minutes and just leave. He's not ready yet, right? He's not ready.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, no, you really hit the nail on the head, and that helps me understand it a lot better. So you kind of see it as homebody turkeys in the habitat of fields surrounded by thick brush is like the west, and then east, snow is a big impact, but the turkeys are more likely to be up in the mountains.
Yeah, I have, I have a few properties that are down on the river, down in the low country, which there's plenty of turkeys that stay there too, but there is tons of turkeys up in the mountains.
Okay.
I probably kill 70 to 75% of the turkeys I take hunters on the public.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. That's really cool, man. Is that part of the reason that you are more likely to take a out-of-state customer? Is that,
that's why the in-state guys get to hunt private.
Yep. I mean, that makes total sense. And I mean, it's kind of the courtesy thing, even when you go like with a fishing guide or something, it's like really bad taste to go back to that spot the next week. without the guide.
Yeah, that's the residents are way more likely to do something like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I got plenty of private property. I like really keeping that nice and untouched. For when the public gets, because there's up and downs in the season.
Yep.
Where you go out in there and you don't hear nothing for a day, or you only hear
really?
a couple.
Wow.
It's not going to be a long time.
Even the turkey slaying savage has days like that.
Yeah, there is. I post a lot of pictures, but there's lots of hunting and lots of grinding for those birds.
Yeah.
I'm not just walking out there and killing them.
Yeah, man.
I there's a lot better turkey hunters out there than I am. I'm just persistent, and I, take pride in knowing what, like knowing the land and putting a lot of time in to learning it and learning where the turkeys are. And, I mean, if I have a day off, I'll hook up my trailer side by side, and I'm bailing to a place that I have never been.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I want to find more turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have 500 options to go to. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm every year I either, I take at least one tag that I have and I will kill it somewhere that I've never been before.
That's cool.
That's kind of a rule that I have. That way, I go hunt somewhere new. I'm always trying to expand, always trying to find more turkeys, because the more you know where they're at, the more chances you got of one wanting to play the game.
Yeah. So, awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to prolong this, but you got me thinking here. So with your options, and that's kind of like the beauty of turkey hunting. You're going to be finding lots of gobblers if you know the right places to go. You have lots of different options, and now you add the layer of, I'm going to go check out new land, find new gobblers. How does that translate to, and I'm going away from turkey here, how does that translate to maybe big game hunting? Have you found great spots for elk and deer while you're out scouting for those?
Yeah, turkeys? Definitely. Just walking somewhere, go down in a little creek bottom or something, find a nice wallow or whatever, up marking that for September.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever. So definitely, the west side's a little tougher because those elk are, they'll come down in the fields a little bit, but they're back up in the nasty stuff.
Yep.
Over there. But I mean, the elk and the turkeys and everything kind of commingle together. So they're, I see elk quite a bit just hunting around. So
yeah, that's what I've noticed, at least out here. Most of the time, if it's like a low spot that's like, this looks like great elk habitat, it's good turkey habitat as well. Like, seems like elk and turkeys kind of like some of the same, like, especially if it's like parkland type stuff or big trees with open on the bottom with lots of little grass growing in. That's really good turkey and elk habitat.
Turkeys and elk have a lot in common when it comes to what they do and kind of how they act. I mean, elk are obviously quite a bit smarter than a turkey and have a nose, but you can take a lot of your archery hunting elk tactics and put it onto a turkey for sure. And be successful for sure.
Well, now that we've opened up the conversation about regions and habitat, I have some specific questions for you about the way that turkeys use habitat that I'm a little confused on. So this is our tip. This is our tip section. I've noticed that it seems like there's natural barriers that turkeys won't cross. One of those is like creeks. And I wanted to ask you, what's the perfect size creek that you've seen turkeys will cross versus what they just won't cross?
I mean, I've seen them kind of do some crazy stuff where they cross something that they normally don't cross.
Okay.
But
is that because they get startled or they just randomly do it?
He was hot enough that he didn't care.
Oh, and he came to you.
No matter what. Yeah, he was coming to me.
Wow.
Okay. So every once in a while they'll do something crazy.
Yeah, so for instance, 2 seasons ago, I had a guy. One of them was from Florida. One of them was from North Carolina. Both buddies come.
Oh, nice.
We'd been hunting in the morning. Didn't kill one right off the bat. Went down in the bottom of this private spot, and the one guy, Matt, killed one. And I had heard a bird farther, like across the road.
Mm.
And so we went on this little point, and I hit the box call, and he answered me. And I was like, okay,
Nice.
well, he's right there. And I sit there, and I call a couple, 3 more times. And the guy, Matt, the one that just killed one earlier, he's like, dude, there's a turkey coming. He's like, I can see him in my binoculars.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So I pull my binoculars out, and I'm like, holy crap, he's coming. Like, this bird came over 900 yards across a field, 2 fences or 3 fences, and a paved highway.
Wow.
What? They can do that?
Wow.
Like, no joke.
Man.
This bird, and he wasn't coming fast. Like, he wasn't just running, but he was coming the whole time. Like, he'd gobble,
crazy.
strut, he'd peck around for a second, but he was always moving in our direction.
Yeah.
And so we got down there and set up on him, and that other guy, we called him. He went underneath the 3rd fence.
Oh,
man. The full strut came right up there, and the guy gave him a little putt, and he stuck his head up and whacked him.
Oh, that's perfect, man.
And the guy was just blown away.
Yeah. Especially
he's like, I have never in my life seen one come even half as far as that turkey came.
Yeah.
Right.
The fact
that only happens every once in a while. Like, that bird must have not had hens for a day or 2. Who knows? But he was fired up, ready to go. He wanted some. So I'll take it any day of the week.
And those situations are awesome, but they're uncommon, right?
No, if 99% of the time, I'm going to try to get on the side of the obstacle that he's on.
Okay.
Yep.
So
right? Because I know that fences hang them up. Fences hang them up more than anything I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them fly across creeks more than they go under fences for some reason.
And that's my experience too. Not necessarily that I've seen them fly over creeks, but I just feel like fences are some sort of a magical barrier that turkeys just do not like to cross fences.
Yeah, they're just, and the weird thing is like, you'll see them, like I was hunting in January, you'll see them just fly down and go right under the fence and right out into the field. And then an hour later, they're all hanging out kind of next to the fence. 3 or 4 of the gobblers go under the fence, and there's one gobbler sitting there.
Yeah.
And he goes back and forth on the fence for literally an hour before he flies over the fence.
Oh my god!
And you're like,
so
what are you doing?
strange.
Just go over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
It's one of the most puzzling thing about turkey hunting.
Yeah,
you can have them fired up.
Like they can easily go under them.
Yeah.
And
it's like what I shared, I don't know if we were recording yet or not, about the turkey that I had really, really fired up 30 yards away from me. I'm just waiting for him, and he flies on top of the wooden fence and will not fly down. Will not. And he wasn't even scared at that point. He was fired up. He was gobbling his face off. He was strutting all over the ground right before and he just would not cross the fence. He flew on top of the fence, and it's the other thing I've had a really hard time with is getting them to cross roads. And you shared the story just now of that crazy turkey, but for the most part, do you find that roads are a barrier too?
They definitely can be. That's definitely not as much of a barrier for me. They, quite a bit of the time, they'll use roads to travel.
Okay.
Because we have, there's a lot of closed, gated, old skid roads and
gravel
logging roads and all kinds of different roads. And they use them quite a bit, but
yeah,
it seems like, once it gets a little bit later in the season, they stay farther from the roads because they know we're there.
I've noticed that as well. Because I have seen turkey sign on the gravel roads and turkeys on the gravel roads, but it seems like the paved roads, do you think the cars make them nervous? Like there's one valley.
There's just too much traffic in one spot.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be, I've seen them out in those roads, they crossing from one property to another or whatever, but they do it pretty quickly most of the time.
Yeah. Well, there's this, I'm thinking of just an example. I went out for a drive last week to look for turkeys, and I found as I'm driving down this private land valley of horse pastures, on my left, there's a flock of turkeys with 2 smoke phase turkeys in it. On my right, there's a flock of turkeys that's just a bunch of normal turkeys. And I stopped, took some pictures. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But they're not anywhere near public land. So I just drove up and did my scouting for the day. On the drive back down, they were both still on their respective sides of the road. And it just kind of made me think, like, what are they that afraid of crossing paved roads? But, maybe they just do and they were going to later.
Yeah, and I mean, that could just be the 2 different cliques of turkeys too that are right there.
Oh, okay.
Like they just don't they won't really intermingle with each other much.
Have you seen that?
Definitely. Like,
wow.
You'll see
That's news.
like a couple bull elk will have, like, one bull have a herd of cows on one side of the canyon, and another bull have another set of cows on the other side of the canyon.
Okay.
You go back and forth at each other all day long.
Yeah.
But they never go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. They're just, we're over here. You stay over there and I'll stay over here.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing,
Yeah.
Same concept, I would think.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And it was 2 sides of a valley, just the road goes right down the bottom of it. I want to ask one more time. I just really want to know your perspective. What is the biggest body of water? What is the biggest creek or river that a turkey will cross?
I mean, I've seen them cross maybe like a 20-foot wide creek. Maybe that's about as.
So that's a good sized creek.
Yeah, it's a good sized creek. And I guarantee that they will cross bigger obstacles, bigger bodies of water. I've even seen a couple videos of people posting of turkeys like swimming in a lake.
Really?
That's crazy. Wow.
Man. Okay.
Well, I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah.
I just was flipping through reels or whatever it was, and it came like,
swimming.
What the heck's going on? Like, somebody that was fishing, and they just look over and there's a turkey swimming.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wild.
It's the obstacle thing is definitely tough. Like the fences, I mean, like with your guys' properties, that's probably the fence line of where you can hunt and can't hunt.
Exactly. Yes.
So he just sits over there where you can't shoot him all day.
Yes.
And it just drives you absolutely bonkers.
Yes.
We see that a lot.
And that's one of the reasons that I hunt where I hunt.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I can usually get around them or get somewhere where I can get a better opportunity of getting him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But he's going to be somewhere where I can actually get to him instead of being on somebody else's property.
Yeah. Okay. So you already said that you will try, if you can't get around an obstacle, you will try to call them across just because it's worth the try. But it sounds like most of the time you're trying to get back to the other side of the obstacle, the same side that the turkey's on.
Right.
Just
and
make
if
it
it's
easier.
something that I, say it's a big enough creek that we can't get across or whatever. I mean, I'll drive 15, 20 minutes around or wherever I got to drive to get around it. And, if he answers me a couple of times, I'll kind of mark the general vicinity he's at, drive around, come in at a different angle from him and try a different call or something.
Mm-hmm.
That takes some trust in yourself, because I've done that a couple different times. And then the whole time I'm just doubting myself, like, oh, I'm wasting my morning. It's 8 a.m. I should have just sat there. You know what I'm saying? Like
the
self-doubt creeps in.
Patience kills a lot of turkeys in your guys' neck of the woods. Just waiting them out. Once those hens leave them, you see the hens kind of just start filtering out. And he's out there strutting, not paying attention that a couple of them are leaving. Then all of a sudden he's alone out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, where'd they all go? And that's when you strike. That's when you can, that's a good time to strike right there. Cause he's
okay.
And he's like, oh, maybe they went over this way where you're at, or, or whatever.
Yeah.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Yep.
And silence in some cases.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I had one last year. I went out on this one point and I called down in there because I'd heard some birds in there the day before. Nothing. And so I drove around and drove out to this other point that called right down into where I just was. And 3 of them fired right off.
Wow.
And I was 10 times closer the first time I called to him than the second time I called to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he fired off. I'm like, okay, well, they're down there, so we're going to drive back around again. And then we walked down in there, maybe 250 yards farther and set up, and I sucked them right in, and the guy killed one.
Oh, man, that's cool.
So
now I got to learn how to do that.
Definitely, just because they're not talking to you does not mean that they're not there.
Yeah, man. Thanks, David, so far for the conversation. We'll take this in for landing now. But I really, really appreciate, especially going right into season. So many times through the conversation, I was just visualizing my game plan, getting so excited. But we always end the show with what we call the real talk. We do this every episode. And one of the things I wanted to ask you is, and it wasn't in the show notes, so it might be coming out of left field for you, is how has hunting helped you get through tough situations, and just with your mental health and how you feel like, what kind of role has hunting played in your life in that regard?
I think it definitely has helped my mental health considerably. I guess I'm not really from like a city, but I'm definitely not a city kind of a guy.
Yeah.
I'm not really like a super people person kind of guy, like go to the bar, do, I like going to some concerts and, doing that kind of thing. But the woods resets me, man. It just, there's just something about it that, you can't explain, that it just does for you. I mean, just sitting there, taking in the breeze, hearing the bugles, hearing the gobbles, hunting is hard. If you want to be successful, it is a complete grind. And you can be mentally tapped out. Yeah. Right. Like 19 days in a tree stand trying to kill a blacktail buck. Yeah. When it's like between 10 and 20 degrees out, you better have your mental game on point, or you're going to fold and you're going to go home empty-handed, even though I did, and I sat there every day. Yeah. Yep. But it definitely, helps just kind of reset everything, kind of get away from all this crap that's going on in the world these days. Yeah. You get your phone out of it's in your pocket, it's off. The only time I'm using my phone is Onyx Maps. Yep. That's it. I mean, I'll talk to a select few people that, I hunt with, or, buddies of mine that are turkey hunting in different states or whatever. But, it's nice to get out and just get all that stuff in the world out of your head. Yeah. 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 And a big part of it too is, like you're saying, it kind of strips away the influence of the world. And because if you're hunting in the right spot, to not have service is even best, because it forces you in this way, right? Even though it seems like more and more places I hunt are getting cell service somehow. Yeah, technology is advancing, whatever that means. But you kind of like learn something about yourself, and how far are you willing to go facing a tough situation, or like you said, sitting there in 10 degrees in a tree stand. I can't imagine, dude. That sounds awful. But you did it. It's not the funnest thing ever, I'll tell you.
but you did it every day.
Walks by, it's gonna be epic. So.
Exactly. Then that one moment, just you forget all that. But when it doesn't happen and you don't get that sort of like release payoff, it's like building your endurance for what you're willing to face and able to face.
Right. Well, exactly. It helps your mental toughness goes through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can go through that for whatever, for a couple weeks, you can pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And but you got to sit there. If you want to be successful, you got to be there. If you're not there, you can't kill one. And I've been after these blacktails up in this wilderness for 3 years now, and I haven't killed a deer.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So,
that's the mental toughness.
And it pushes me harder to kill one. I mean, I scout more and put up more cameras and, everything like that. And it still hasn't produced, but those deer are there.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Those deer are there. And all it takes is 5 seconds of the day. And your entire season changes.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the years of work you put into it, it's all paid off.
Exactly.
Culmination. Yeah.
But then that's how it applies to regular life. That's how it applies to the rest of our life is, because we go through hard things and we face stuff that we don't want to do, but then you have to do it,
Yep. And it just helps you for the next time be able for that to not suck as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like last year, I had the bull that I killed. I shot like a 3-year-old 5-point with my bow out of the tree stand. I hunted for like 15 or 17 days, I think.
Wow.
And mostly, I was out trying to call them, right?
Yep.
Which is obviously the more fun way to hunt them, calling them, whatever. But when it comes to elk hunting, bow hunting is not putting meat in the freezer. If you want to put meat in the freezer, grab a gun.
Yeah.
But, I am out there trying to kill an elk. So, had some elk on trail cameras coming through this area. So I threw up my climber, and in the evenings I was sitting in my climber. And it was like the 17th day of hunting, and I thought it was a person walking in at first. Because I really wasn't that far off the main road or whatever. But all of a sudden, here comes a rack coming.
Wow.
Right to me.
Man.
And, I had quite a bit of time to calm down. He didn't give me a shot right off the bat. He came out and fed around a while, but then he turned and he walked 19 yards right underneath my tree stand.
Wow.
Didn't even know I was ever there, nothing. And
perfect.
Gets my
I
juices
smoked
flowing.
him. He went 150 piled up.
Perfect.
That was a great day, but that was tough.
Yeah.
Hunting that hard and that long and staying persistent and staying out there and not going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, but that's what keeps us out there is just knowing what could be,
Yeah, and it changed in 2 seconds. It was like, holy crap, there's something walking over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, it could be a person because I had a few people on my trail camera walk by there. So I was fully expecting one of those times somebody to come walking by, right? But
and then the real test is whether or not they see you.
And so, turkey hunters too, just stay persistent. Just because you're not hearing much, if you're not hearing much, move on.
Yeah.
There is plenty of turkeys in this state that, you don't need to just sit there and try to kill one. Go find another one.
Yep.
Right.
That's right. And that's the thing that I always need to tell myself too, because I get locked down on one flock, and then I go back day after day trying to call them off to private. And when, there's turkeys all over the place, I should just move on.
It's definitely a little tougher for you guys because of the way the turkeys are there.
Yeah.
Like with the being on the smaller farms and not everybody really letting you hunt and all that stuff. It's just tough to be able to get at them where they want to be. Right.
Yeah, agreed.
Because if you're where they want to be, you're going to kill them 98 times out of 100.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's, so
Yeah.
it makes it a little tougher out there, but I guess all you can do is knock on more doors and just kind of keep trying to gain access to more and more properties. And then you're going to, one of these times, just hit the jackpot.
Yeah, I'm real bad at that. That's one thing that I need to
just go talk to them. The worst thing that they can say is no.
Yep.
Or they can pull a gun on you, but
yeah, and cuss you out. And yeah, no.
Yeah, we had one guy goose on one time years ago that wasn't very happy that we were knocking on his trailer. But
yeah.
Most people are pretty nice. They're just gonna tell you no.
They might hear it all the time.
Yes, man, you're in the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And there's a lot of people who are driving right past those properties that you're drooling over, just like you are, without ever saying anything. So,
you never know what they're going to say. So, I mean, a lot of times I'll look up, I'll drive by a property. Okay, there's some birds here. I'll mark them. And if I have time, I'll swoop in there or whatever. But I'll look up and see if I can get their name, so I can be like, hey, are you this person or whatever, right?
Yeah, that helps.
Try to make it a little bit more personable, I guess.
Yep, absolutely. Man, well, David, this has been awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. I wanted to ask, before we sign off, is there anywhere we can send our guests to check you out, maybe learn more about your guiding and your call making?
Yep, I got Facebook and Instagram, and the Instagram is Turkey Slaying Savage is my main page, and then I have Oregon Custom Calls and David Van Epps Guide Service on Instagram.
Sweet.
And then on Facebook, it's just my name, David Van Epps, and then I also have the Guide Service and Oregon Custom Calls pages on there. And I try to share pretty regularly, pictures, videos, whatever, on everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Sweet.
Sounds good. Well, everyone go check him out, follow him, see what he's doing, order a call, custom call with your own, lots of different things he can do with that. Your own custom name or message or turkey feather in there, things like that.
Yeah, I have some people actually will send me like their feathers from the birds that they shoot, and then I'll make them the call with the feather in there. Or say like their grandpa killed one or their dad or whatever, they'll send a feather and I'll put it in, they'll give it to them for their birthday or Christmas or whatever, something cool. Put their name on it. Got a few different types of wood right now. I'm pretty much about ready to shut it down because we got the youth season coming up.
Yep.
I'm leaving on Friday. I got one of my friend's kids we're taking out.
Oh, cool.
For the weekend. And then season starts on Wednesday after that. So.
Well, this has been the Oregon First Hunting and Fishing Podcast. I'm Bryant.
This is Gage.
David.
Thank you for listening. All right,
See you guys
David.
later.
Thank you.